Hello, welcome to the channel. And today we want to talk about Chaos Zero Nightmare developer commentary video, which is based on the feedback that they gained from the playtest a few weeks ago. So let's jump right in and talk about the story. So they said they wanted to keep the story quite broad, and the reason why, because they want to have this lightheartedness and upbeat pace in the main story and while you're on the ship. The reason why they wanted this is because they want to have a comparison or basically a contrast between the other game elements, which is the horror and the chaos zone that had a more darker theme. So the players' feedback said that they wanted more darker themes to fit the atmosphere of the overall gameplay that they experienced in the other gameplay modes. So the devs said they will tone it down by adding more darker themes to help fit the overall atmosphere. And one of the ways that they're doing that is through Trauma Code. So Trauma Code was a system that wasn't released in the playtest that basically dives deeper into your character's lore so you can learn more about their traumas and why they experience different type of mental breakdowns. So this really grasps the more darker theme that the game usually has. And the way that they will add more of these darker themes and horror elements is through the main story. And the main story will be made through seasonal content called Galactic Calamity. Now, if we move over to the art segment of the video, there's not much to talk here because overall the feedback that they gained about animation, characters, and visual direction was overall appealing to everyone. So now they're just polishing and refining the art to make sure the quality of the game is at best when it comes out. Now, moving on to the combat and the content section of the video, the feedback said that people love the character progression and they love gaining the new save data from Chaos mode when they beat it. This save data allows you to go to different gameplay modes like the main story or even dungeons. When you beat Chaos mode with your characters, you're able to save the data, and then you can apply that data to different gameplay modes such as the main story or even dungeons in the game. Since people love this mode so much, they decided to add more role-like elements, and the new system that will have this is called the Zero system that will come at launch. Now we'll move more onto the gameplay and more the combat side of the improvements. So they greatly improved the two-tip system. Many people complain about that in the feedback because a lot of people cannot understand the keywords that was on the cards, so you wasn't able to understand the interactions or what the cards intend to do. They managed to add all the keywords, so now you could fully understand what keywords do, so you can understand the card interaction and what they actually do. Now, one of the best improvements to the combat system is to the mental breakdown system. So here, usually when your character get too stressed out, they experience a mental breakdown. Usually you just have to play 5 cards and they recover. Now they added more different unique mechanics. Now your character could recover immediately, or your character could actually attack your other characters. This is really good for the game and for that mechanic, because before, the mental breakdown system actually felt bare bones. It felt really simple. Now this makes it more complex and more advanced, but also challenging because you're not sure what your character might do. This improves the gameplay feel and makes the mental breakdown system feel more fleshed out than it was before. Overall, I love this improvement. This is something I'll actually go and complain about in the feedback because I felt like they could really expand on the system, and they did. Lastly, I want to talk about the monetization in the game. So they didn't really talk about the 50/50 system and kind of glance over it, but they said every new character will be added to the normal banner except limited and collaboration units. This is quite a big improvement, but it's also a double-edged sword a little bit. You now have a chance to get the character you miss or skip, but it will be harder, and you will need to be quite lucky as the banner pool will get bigger and flooded with units. Also being added is the partners. Partners will be added to the normal banner, but will also be in the shop so you can outright buy them too. Additionally, you will be able to buy 2 ego manifestations. Basically, that is the dupe system for the game. You'll be able to buy 2 dupes from the shop, which is a very similar system to Wonder Waves. And this is quite a good system because now you get 2 dupes without rolling. But you do need to pull a lot because you need that currency in order to buy the dupes. And then also you're able to get more ego manifestations from seasonal content being Galactic Calamity. So you can also slowly piece together your character dupes at your own pace. Also, do note, when the game is launched, we're going to be able to earn up to 200 summons, so this is going to allow us to pull for the character that we want. We do hope that they continue the generosity, allowing us to pull for every character we want, but it is a gacha game, so being able to pull every single new character may not be feasible for a free-to-play, but hopefully the currency is enough to be able to get the character and not the partner, and if you're able to save enough, you will be able to buy the partner from the shop. Now, let's talk about it. Overall, I believe these improvements are quite big. They're actually really listening to the players, they took in all that feedback, and they made improvements quite fast. The playtest was about 2 weeks ago, and they made good amount of improvements already. And the game is not even out yet. We still got about 2 more weeks, or maybe even 3 more weeks before the game is launched, and they're already making good improvements, and they can even make more improvements. Overall, I believe this is a win. This is a win for the game because they're making it better, but it's also a win for the players because they actually listen to the players. And we can see that when we voice our opinions, they will take our feedback and make changes. I can't wait for the game. It's going to be so much fun. Thanks for watching. Take care.